Well, howdy, we are back with another review of a cool slingshot. But before we dive into that, make sure you guys like and subscribe down underneath there. Help me on the YouTubes get that exposure that makes people want to see these cool reviews and cool content that we're making. We appreciate every subscriber and every view. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We appreciate the love we're getting from you viewing our content. So thanks for watching, folks. Today I'm reviewing something unusual. It's probably a slingshot I would never in my life order for a couple of reasons. I will get into that in just a moment. But before I do, I want to give a big thank you to my friend Luke from Virginia. He sent me this slingshot and one that I just reviewed, the MDT hand cannon, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that review, I love that thing. I would compete with that thing tomorrow if I had one of my own. Anyway, they're really nice slingshots, and they're both pro models, so they're up there in the price range. They're not something you'll want to shoot when you're just starting out. But here's what we got. He sent me the Cleaver Pro from Simpleshot. It's aluminum. It's got some weight to it. It's got an ergonomic grip, so when you hold it, your hand fits right down in there. What's different about this is two things that are going to challenge me as far as shooting. One, I'm used to the Scout LT2 for short draw. It's 90 millimeters. It's what I shoot. It's what I've been the most accurate with since I got it and learned to shoot well. This is my baby. This is what I would probably compete in if I had a tournament tomorrow. Unless I could talk him into giving me that other thing, slingshot I reviewed, the MDT hand cannon. That was things pretty spot on. I would compete with that. But I don't have one yet. Maybe there's going to be one in my inventory soon. But this is what I would compete with. It's really good. So here's the big differences, and you'll notice it right away. The frame size is completely different. As you can see, I usually shoot 90 millimeter. That's my go-to size. My anchor point on any 90 millimeter frame is going to be right on the bottom of my cheekbone. I know where it's at. Muscle memory takes me there without thinking about it. However, this one is a 100 millimeter frame, which means my anchor point, I'm going to have to find a new anchor point. Okay? Not that big a problem, but it's something I'm going to have to learn new. Okay? What else is different? It's through the fork. Everything I shoot is over the top, where the bands come over the top of the slingshot. This one is through the fork, through the frame. I say through the fork, through the frame, TTF, same thing. Anyway, I shoot OTT predominantly. This is a TTF. So there's another thing I've got to learn. But I will say this, I have a very small hands. I'm a short guy, I'm a small dude. So it is comfortable to hold, but it's big and my hands are stretched to their max. So I would say if you've got big hands, it would be comfortable. It would not be a problem. Little hands, you're probably going to be okay, but it's not going to like just drop down into your hand. You're going to have to reach for it. Okay? One of the other cool things about this is it's got a hole here for a lanyard. It's got a hole here for a lanyard. You could put the lanyard there. You've got multiple places to put the lanyard. This is one of those really cool frames made by Mark Seljan for Simpleshot. And there is a cleaver version of this in plastic that does not have the clips. It's a wrap and tuck setup. So if you like the style, but you don't want to spend the $120 for the big fancy cool one, I would say get that one. And it might be better to get that one first and learn to shoot it, because you don't want to get a frame hit with some steel ammo on your nice new aluminum frame. You kind of want to learn on clay. And that's one of the things Luke told me. I'll let you use these frames, but you have to shoot clay. He's more of a collector than an avid shooter. He's a hobbyist shooter and is not able to compete in tournaments for multiple reasons, but he loves to collect and he loves to get nice setups and just admire them and occasionally take them out and shoot them. And thank you, Caveman Hobbies, Luke, appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He would appreciate it. I'm thankful he let me review these because I would have never gotten my hands on one of these. Do I like it? Jury's still out on that. So here's what I have never liked about Through the Fork. And I'm coming from a very limited data set. The only other Through the Fork frame that I ever really shot was the Axiom Ocularis. and I got it just to try through the fork. It was another 100mm frame. I struggled with it. I didn't like the aiming sights on it, and I used thinner bands, so the plugs, I could not get the bands to not pop out of the plugs and hit me in the face. So I got rid of that one. Wasn't my favorite slingshot purchase ever. But what I didn't like about the through the fork setup was when you go to aim, and you've got an aiming spot. This one actually comes with fiber optic sights. You can see them there, which is nice, and that does help, which we will get into in a little bit. But when you aim through the fork, to get your sight on your object, you literally have to cover half of your target up with the frame to get it dead on sight. And I didn't really like that. I'm used to over the top. This is my LT2. So when I pull back, I can get my bands perfectly lined up to aim. Boom, I get a tiny little thin line. Super easy to aim down that band. With the through the fork, through the frame TTF, now when you pull back, your sight picture is a big fat set of bands, and you have to line those up. But is it easy to not get them perfect left and right? I don't know. I haven't shot it enough to really get a good hard feel for it. What I try and do is I've been trying to, as that bottom band disappears, I wiggle it enough to see it pop out from the top band until I figure out kind of where the dead center is, where it's perfectly lined up, and then I use my fiber optic to shoot with. Still not optimal for me. I know a lot of people. I got a good friend that won the amateur division, Dallas Martin, that shoots through the frame. He won the amateur division at the Midwest Spring Sling, shooting through the frame. Absolutely loves it. That's his go-to method. Luke told me his LT2 is his favorite accurate slingshot, but this is number 2 for him. He likes the through the frame, through the fork, whatever you want to call it. So I've got to give it a fair shake. It's still not my favorite. I'm not gonna go out and buy one of these, but I tell you, if I had to have a through the fork, through the frame TTF shooter, this is the one I'm getting. It sits so comfortable. I mean, I got small hand. Look how perfect. My hand just fits right down in there. Get my little pinky just a little bit in there. These fall into just the right place. If I wanted to do a brace grip, not a problem. If I want to do pinch, when I'm shooting this, I'm sort of in between. I got a little bit of a brace pinch grip going there. That's how I've been shooting it, the few shots that I've had with it. The clips make the band super easy to put on and off. It's 2 screws instead of 1, and simple shot. I don't know what to think. I went to get my little tool to replace the bands that I use for my LT2 and my Axioms. Doesn't fit on here. I had to go into my RC hobby box, toolbox, and grab a set of Allen wrenches that were the right size, and I was able to replace the bands on here, no problem. But it is not that same size tool. So if you lose the one that comes with this one, you're not going to have extras from all your others like I would. So I'm just telling you, it's a little bit different size hex head on there. How's it shoot? Let's take a few more shots with it. I am shooting clay, so let's take a few shots and see how it shoots. One thing with the bigger frame, width-wise, you're going to have to move your anchor point. Normally my anchor point is right on my cheekbone. I'm going to have to move it down below my cheekbone and tuck it up under there with my finger. Instead of being up here, I'm going to be down here. And by lowering that, it's going to push the shot up and get me back on target. So let's take a few shots and see how we do. Let's start with something simple. I'm going to go for that water bottle that's hanging there. I like a nice big target to gain some confidence with. Let's see if we can hit that thing. Boom! Let's see if we can get two in a row. That means we figured it out. Boom! Got it. Okay, now let's graduate to something a little bit more difficult. There's an orange spinner sitting right next to it. I'm going to try and hit that. I believe it's like an 80mm, so it's a fairly big target, but let's start with something that's simple before we go to something difficult. Boom, got it dead on. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can do it again. Then we'll go to something a little smaller. Oop, got my pouch twisted. My bands were looking funny when I lined them up. Okay, get the anchor settled in. Got it again. 2 in a row. That means we figured it out. Woohoo! All right. Now let's graduate down to something a little smaller. Right next to that orange target, I have my one and only target that is not from Simpleshot. It's a leather spinner that a friend of mine made me, Ron Perry, Barefoot Slinger. It was a prototype leather spinner. And it's about to break, and I just can't get it to give up the ghost yet. But let's see if we can hit it. It's a 50 millimeter, but it's so messed up it's turned sideways, so we got less to shoot at. That's just going to be a challenge. Let's see if we can, how many shots it takes us to hit it. Let's go. Oh, that was close. Okay, here we go. Shot 2 on the leather spinner. Boom, I hit it dead on. Still not a big fan of through the frame, through the fork, TTF. But you know what? If you told me I had to shoot TTF, this is what I'm going with. This is the best I've ever shot with a TTF slingshot. Oh, let's hit the pheasant down on the bottom. Got him right in the noggin. All right, couple more. All right, I got a little rubber chicken from Simpleshot. I love that thing right there. He doesn't squawk when you hit him because there's just not enough pressure on him. But it's fun to hit him. Let's see if we can get that chicken. This is going to be a hard one. Oh, just missed him. Let's take one more shot at him and see. All right, one more shot at the chicken. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, my bands are vibrating. Let the wind die down for a second. Oh, my pouch is crooked anyway. Oh, I missed him. I did not do good at shooting him. All right, let's shoot one more thing. What are we going to hit? All right, let's go for the 60 millimeter spinner in the knockdowns. See how we do. See if we can get it. Oh, I hit the plastic pipe next to it. Every shot I missed was that far. And what I would attribute that to is I'm not an avid TTF shooter. I am going to shoot this some more before I send it back to Luke. I think if, like I said, if I had to go to a TTF frame, this is where I'm going. It just fits good in the hand. I'd probably start with the simple one instead of getting the expensive, the Pro version. I would get the standard Cleaver Pro and do a wrap and tuck, or the standard Cleaver and get the wrap and tuck. It's just a good, comfortable frame. It really does fit nice in the hand. And the cool thing is it's ambidextrous. So if you're a right hand hold, your hand fits in it just as good. So you can do either hand and you're good to go. So overall, the question is, do you like it, Philip? Yes, for a through the fork slingshot, this would be my choice. I would probably get the lower end version, the entry level version where you wrap and tuck the bands on, because I'm probably not going to become a hardcore TTF shooter. But this one, man, it just feels good when you hold it. I had no trouble the minute I picked it up and held on to it. It's like, oh, welcome home, baby. This feels really good. This thing's solid. It's a really, really good shooter. Let's take a couple more shots and call it a day. Oh, just a hair to the right. See if we can get him on this shot. Right in the noggin. All right, we're going to call it a day. Down in the description, there's a link to the Cleaver Pro. If you're interested in one for TTF shooting, solid, solid, solid frame. Use that link down below. It helps me out a little bit. I get a teeny little commission from Simpleshot for sending customers their way, and I can tell you all the money that they send me, which is a little bit. I've invested right back into Simpleshot to buy more stuff like targets or stuff for tying bands, whatever. All the money goes right back to them. So you're helping them in multiple ways. But I thank you for watching. Overall, not a bad frame. If you're through the fork shooter, through the frame shooter, whatever that term is, I get them mixed up. TTF. If you're a TTF shooter, you need one of these in your inventory. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe underneath. Leave us a comment what you want to see us maybe review. I kind of got some ideas for some more unusual things to review because I like unusual. And we'll see what happens here shortly down the road. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate your viewership. It means a lot to us. Your likes and your subscriptions help us with the YouTubes, and we appreciate that so very much. Thanks for watching Slinging Shots with Philip. Till next time, God bless. Keep on slinging and go out, blow up some cans. It's got an ergonomic grip. I'm not as accurate with it as I am with my oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm easily distracted by flying things.